Canadians cannot afford
Liberals are
a
threatening an election.
costly budget
For the budget
that drives up the price of groceries and housing. What they need, in fact, is an affordable budget for an affordable life. This Prime Minister, though, has driven up the cost of the bureaucracy, the consultants, and therefore inflation, so Canadians are paying more for everything. We have put forward common sense proposals to make life more affordable, like eliminating all the hidden taxes on food. Will the Prime Minister put partisanship aside and work with us on an affordable budget for an affordable life?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Well, happy days, Mr. Speaker. There will be an affordable budget for an affordable life presented in this House on November 4th, and we certainly hope the opposition leader will order his troops to vote for it instead of ordering the very nervous ones to vote against it and cause a very expensive Christmas election here in Canada. Will the opposition leader tell his very nervous troops to vote for our affordable budget on November 4th?
Dude, that's crazy that they're threatening an election.
There he goes, trying to use a costly budget to trigger a costly election. And we know what he wants to distract from the fact that this Prime Minister has broken every promise he's made by triggering a costly election on a costly budget. But, Mr. Speaker, Canadians shouldn't have to choose between a costly budget and a costly election. They can choose an affordable budget with an affordable life. And we're putting forward the proposals on how to do that, like eliminating the industrial carbon tax on our farmers who feed us. Will they take our positive, collaborative ideas for an affordable budget and affordable life? Yes or no?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
There he goes again, Mr. Speaker, with the imaginary taxes. More and more and increasingly, Mr. Speaker, in his own caucus he has imaginary friends. So this leader of the opposition understands, as all Canadians do, that they gave us a mandate 6 months ago for stability, for calm, not slogans, solutions, affordability, get a trade deal with the United States, and yes, Mr. Speaker, bring a plan and a budget to build a Canadian economy very strong.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, that member and the Prime Minister are trying to provoke a costly election on their costly budget. They're again playing costly games. But this is not about games. This is about the people lined up at food banks, 2.2 million of them. That number has doubled since this government took office 10 years ago. It's about Jacqueline Stone, who says it's heartbreaking. It's hard. It's just tough making ends meet. She says that she feels embarrassed and disheartened to have to turn back items when she's at the checkout and her bank account goes empty. Will the government reverse course and bring in an affordable budget so that people like Jacqueline can have an affordable life?
Well said. Well said.
Jobs and Families.
Well, let's hear from another person in Canada who's doing really important work as well, and that's Kirsten Beardsley, the CEO of Canada Food Banks. And she said with proper long-term investment and improved access, these kinds of initiatives are showing early promise for greater adoption and expansion. She also said that we should make the school food program permanent, that we should help the lowest income workers, Mr. Speaker, that we should increase access to affordable housing, Mr. Speaker. That's all in our budget, Mr. Speaker. We know we've been talking about what's coming. We hope these guys will get on board and stop standing in the way of Canadians.
Shut the hell up.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, these Liberal programs do not feed children. They feed bureaucracy, consultants, lobbyists, and insiders. And we know that because since they brought in all of these promises, we've seen food bank use more than double. By the government's own admission, 25% of kids go to school hungry after 10 years of these Liberal policies. Why? Because the more this government spends, the more things cost. Every dollar they spend comes out of the pockets of hardworking Canadians. Haven't they learned their lesson after 10 years that we need an affordable budget so Canadians can have affordable lives?
It's simple. Come on. It's so simple. Make life affordable.
Mr. Speaker, it's clear that the Leader of the Opposition is driving for a Christmas election. He'd rather do that, Mr. Speaker, than stand up for the moms and dads.
Wow, the gaslighting is
who
real.
are looking for affordable childcare, who want us to make the school food program permanent, Mr. Speaker, who want to invest in
Wow. They're freaking lying. They're
The honourable
gaslighting
member
you
for
and
Saint-Jean.
me.
Their budget to pass, they have to negotiate with someone. But this morning, the government House Leader confirmed that he is talking to the opposition, but he isn't negotiating. He himself says so. He doesn't call it negotiations. He says that the opposition's demands in terms of principles are out of the question. In short, he's willing to talk, but not negotiate. He'll talk, he'll chat, he'll discuss, but that's it. So does he want this budget to pass, or is he trying to trigger a Christmas election? The Honourable Government
Even
House
the
Leader.
block sees through it.
Monsieur le Président,
Mr. Speaker,
That's crazy.
I always enjoy discussing with my counterparts and members on all sides of the House. Obviously, she should speak to her colleague from Gaspésie, les Îles de la Madeleine, or from Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. I've had very interesting discussions about some very important projects in their ridings. Maybe she has some, and I'd be pleased to dialogue, discuss, negotiate, whatever you want to call it, with her and their leader as well. The honourable member for Saint-Jean. The Liberals simply don't want to negotiate for us to support their budget.
They want to spend,
They don't want to
or they're
invest
going to
in
put us through
healthcare.
another
They don't want to
election.
correct the injustice in old age pensions. They don't want to transfer money to housing and infrastructure without strings attached. They don't want to give Quebec back the $814 million they stole to buy Canadian votes. They don't want to help young people get property. They just don't want to. It seems what they do want is to call an election at Christmas. Why don't they just come clean?
Oh my goodness, we're
Honourable
actually
Government
agreeing
House
with the
Leader.
block for once.
Mr. Speaker, the only question is, who from the Bloc or the Conservative Party wants to call to trigger a Christmas election most? The Bloc has given us a series of non-negotiable demands. The Bloc itself is talking about non-negotiable demands. How do you negotiate something that's non-negotiable? They talk about money that Quebec is owed. The Conservative leader wants the deficit brought down. The Bloc wants more spending. We're trying to strike a balance. The honourable member for Joliette-Nanawan. Mr. Speaker.
Every dollar the Liberals spend come right out of the pockets of Canadians. Under Trudeau, the Liberals' consumer carbon tax made everything more expensive, while their record spending led to higher prices and lower paychecks, with the debt burden falling on younger Canadians most of all. Now this Prime Minister is doubling down in his budget with an industrial carbon tax, more costs, and billions more in deficits. Justin Trudeau already mortgaged Canadians' future. So why is this banker Prime Minister foreclosing on it?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Financial Institutions.
Mr. Speaker, while the party opposite is focused on their leader and what he said last week, we are laser focused on Canadians. On November
Putting us
4th,
into debt,
we are going
bro.
to table a generational budget, Mr. Speaker. We are going to invest in
debt.
Canadians, we are going to invest in Canada, and we are going to build. We are going to invest in infrastructure, defense, housing. Mr. Speaker, we believe in Canada. I ask the party opposite to support our budget on November 4th. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh my God, they're sending us to a Christmas election.
I ask the party opposite, haven't Canadians sacrificed enough? For 10 years, they've paid the price for a Liberal carbon tax. This government falsely claimed would put more money back
Come on,
in their
T-Rex from Toy
pockets than
Story.
it took out. Now this Prime Minister is pulling the same
Close
stunt
your eyes.
with his industrial carbon
Yeah.
tax. He claims there's no impact, even as it increases costs on farm equipment, fertilizer, and ultimately groceries. Conservatives want an affordable plan. Will the Prime Minister scrap his industrial carbon tax in his budget so families can eat again?
The Honourable Secretary of State.
Mr. Speaker, while the party opposite is focused on imaginary taxes, we are focused on real tax cuts, cutting taxes for 22 million Canadians, cutting the GST for first-time home buyers. Interest rates are going in. We're moving forward forward with initiatives like the school food program, personal support workers credit. Mr. Speaker, we're focused on affordability for Canadians. I wish the party opposite would stop the rhetoric, get on board, support our budget November 4th.
Holy shit, we're going to a Christmas election.
The honourable